So welcome to another episode of Authors Speak on my Real Talk with Real People podcast. It is so lovely to be here with you today. And of course, my lovely co-host, Miss Renee McKinley. How are you, Renee?
We're doing all right.
You know what? It feels like years since we've been here. And I know that that's a song lyric, but it does feel like years since we've been here. And I know we were just here last month. So what's the deal?
But it's a month and a day. So that's the feel.
Oh, is that what it is? Because I'm like,
yeah.
Why does it feel like I haven't seen my friend Renee in years?
Yeah.
Don't know why. Anyway, Renee and I have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
Author of Through the Fire, A Woman's Journey, Miss Yasmeen. Now, I'm going to get this wrong, but I'm going to try.
Try it.
Abdur-Rahman.
You go ahead, girl.
All right, now I got that right. Okay, so she is a certified personal development life coach, an expert resume writer, and a published author. But she has some other stuff going on too, Renee. Let me read it. Let me read it from right here.
Okay. Back me up.
Okay, so she's a graduate of Drake College of Business in New Jersey with a business diploma. And because this writing is real tiny, she attended Union County College in New Jersey, majoring in business administration. Again, like I said, she's the published author of Through the Fire, A Woman's Journey.
Yes.
July 14th, 2019. All right. And she's working on second book called A Fatherless Child. A chapter from my published book, published in 2024. She's also recognized as the Successful Businesswoman's Winning Woman Wednesday by the Successful Businesswoman group on Facebook. All right, now. She's certified as a minority-owned business enterprise with the Department of Administration, Office for Historically Underutilized Businesses in North Carolina. She's a member of the Islamic Business Committee of Raleigh, North Carolina. She's a member of Coachville.com, right? Member of Coachville.com, and the International Association of Coaches. She's a member of Online, a home-based working moms organization, and listed in the Empire Who's Who, Empowering Executives and Professionals registry that is viewed nationwide. That's a lot of accolades. Welcome to our show, Miss Yasmeen. So we love to read the bios because it just makes everybody feel so good. But we also
made me feel good.
Yes, right? Because when people be reading my bio, I'll be like, who that woman?
What are you talking about?
Who's that? Okay. Who's that?
Did I do all of that? Was that
Exactly. But then what I really love, though, is to give our authors an opportunity to talk about themselves. So this is your time right now, Miss Yasmeen, to talk about you. Because your bio can't possibly say all the things that we need to know about you today.
Okay.
So fill in the little blank. So what's not in the bio that everybody should know?
What's not in the bio? Okay. What's not in the bio is that I have been working in corporate America since I was 17.
Okay.
I started off at Novartis Pharmaceuticals.
I know what that is.
And at the time, it was called SIVA. That's how old I am. It was called SIVA.
Seasoned.
I'm seasoned. So
we don't have to tell people that you're old because you don't look it. I wish people could see you. Then they would be like, "Old? What's she talking about? Old?
Right?
What you talking about? Old?"
And look, I just turned 58 the other day.
58. 58. And she called. Listen, Renee, and she called herself old. I'm gonna be 63.
Get out of here
on Monday.
All right now.
So
knocking her 58 on the door. Look, and I call Bobby coming at you.
Renee, ain't nobody old on this podcast. Not a single solitary person is old on this podcast.
That's right.
I'll take that back.
Take that back, please. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
So that right there is definitely not on my bio, that I started off in corporate America at 17.
Wow.
Yeah, I started off at 17. Wow. Yeah. So it went from Seba to Seba Geige.
Yes.
Remember Seba Geige? Okay. Yeah. What else is not on there? That's not on there.
I don't think you said that.
Oh, that's right. Darn. My son would hit me if I didn't remember that. I have my son he's going to be 35.
Okay.
He's going to be 35 July 12th.
So that means
I want to say 34 or 35. He was born in 89.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He is 6'6". And he swear by God that he is the leader of my life. So, I mean, I left that off. Yeah, he is very demanding of me. And I guess I could say demanding and overprotective.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
I know.
We love our sons. We love our sons.
Yes.
Yes.
We could consider ourselves blessed when we have sons that take care of their mothers.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do feel that.
That's right. I got one son myself.
You do? Okay, I have one son and that's it.
Yes.
That's it. That's it for me.
Yeah, Karoline and I are the same, right? We both have 2 children.
Yeah.
But my son is older. Her daughter's older. Well,
and
you're right.
And they know each other, Renee.
I know.
Oh, wow.
And that was so funny how it happened. I don't know. I was out somewhere and I had Randall with me and he was like, "Hey, Kay." I said, "What? How you doing?"
Wow.
Like, she go to school with me.
It's a small world, definitely.
Some time later, because Karoline and I had already established our own relationship.
Yeah.
And I knew the family, loved on the family.
Yeah.
But Karoline hadn't met my son and daughter the way that I know her family. So I was like, well,
wait. That's right.
Here.
All right. So Yasmeen, let's talk about your book. Now, don't we like the title, Renee?
I've read this book and I put this book down.
Are you serious?
A glowing review. I was like, oh my God.
Hey, Renee, and you thought you knew me, right?
Uh-oh. Okay. We got to start talking about this book. Come on.
You thought you knew me. Yeah.
Let's talk about this book. Let's talk about it.
All right. What you want to know?
Through the fire, a woman's journey through the fire. Now, wait. The first thing I want to know, is this an autobiography?
Yes. Everything in here is my truth.
Okay.
It's my truth. For real. Okay. I mean, I was going real deep and one of my editors was like, okay, pull back.
Well, I can't even imagine what you was adding in there because the stuff that I was going through, them pages, I was like, you know how you gotta lick your finger to turn the page? I was like, what the fuck?
I know. It can go deeper than that. I had to pull back. Yeah.
That sounds very exciting. So spill the beans. Spill.
So what do you want? Do you want me to start? Do you want me to tell you how this all began? Or
yes. Why don't we start there? Why don't you start? And the way Renee over here talking about the book, I might have you read a little bit of something. But
I can't ask not one question because I know.
Well, you know what? But Renee, you're going to ask a question because the audience does not know the answer. So you're going to ask questions so that the answer can be revealed so that my audience can get to know.
Yes. I'll ask different type of questions.
Well, I tell you what, you guys ask me the questions and then I'll go from there. So I don't get all out of the way.
No. I want you to tell me how it all began. Tell me.
Okay. So when I was, I guess in like high school, like starting in the 9th grade, I started journaling. My journaling, and it's funny because I never thought that I would be a writer. Like I really, well, maybe that's not true. I love to talk. So I guess writing came next because I was just, because when you talk a lot, I read a lot too.
Yeah.
And I thought I was always thinking about the things that were surrounding me in terms of being around my family, being at family events, encountering family members. So my story, I guess, started from there. I just started journaling about, I think I was a people pleaser growing up, and I was really shy. So I held a lot of things in.
Yeah. So you journaling to express those things that you were holding in? Is that
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
So when someone approached me in a crazy way, or I visually saw something that I didn't like, I couldn't say anything.
Right.
But I wanted to say something, but I just couldn't. It was the anxiety that I have today. It was the anxiety, I guess, that I always had. And so my mom started buying me, little books, and then she realized the books was too little, and then she bought like bigger books, and she was like, "Oh, you really like to write?"
Yeah.
And I want to say it started from there. It just being around my surroundings, I just needed to have a way to vocalize what I saw, the things I experienced, the people that I met.
Yeah.
So it started from there.
Okay.
And it never stopped. It's just, I just kept journaling and I kept journaling. And really within all those years and decades, when I decided to write a book, I went back to the journals. Everything about me was in my journals.
Okay. Right. So you didn't technically start out to say, "Oh, I wanted to be a writer." And that's not what I'm hearing.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
Or you pulled from, once you became of age and said, "Oh, right. I can turn something into a story. Let me just reference what I've already wrote." And that's great. Yeah, right. That's a great concept. Go ahead, Karoline. I cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off.
Okay.
I was thinking that it's funny. You said that you had no intentions of being a writer. I often use that. I say that I'm an accidental writer. I didn't start out saying, "Oh, I'm going to be this author and I'm going to write these books." It's like you. I started writing in my journal. And Renee, we talked about this with our last guest. I started journaling like you, and I still journal.
Wow.
And but then I started writing poetry. And I would use poetry to tell stories. I would write a poem about something. So it was always like that type of poetry. Then I started writing short stories, and then it became, But so the name of this book, Through the Fire, right?
It just made me want to sing Chaka Khan.
Well, that's funny that you said that, because that's like I love that song.
Yes.
And when I was thinking about I have so much in this book, and I'm thinking, what am I going to name it? Right. And I always came back to that the title of that song.
Yes.
All right. So tell us, what about that song that made? I mean, we all have our own idea of what Through the Fire could possibly mean. Because when if I'm talking about my life, then I know.
Yes.
So,
well,
tell us a little bit about what the book is about. I know the book is about you.
Yes.
But obviously, I won't say obviously, maybe you can tell your whole life story in a book And, let me see the book. It didn't seem like it was like an encyclopedia. So there's still a lot about you that you don't have in that book. So
because books are coming, but go ahead.
What did you say, Renee?
I said, because book 2 is coming and she knows I'm waiting for it.
Okay. Well, this book, what is this particular book about?
Through the Fire, A Woman's Journey. Okay, initially it was only Through the Fire. Mm-hmm. The last 3 months before it was published, I hired a book coach. Oh. Because I kept struggling to get to the next step. I was always there, and then I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna do it in 3 months. I'm gonna do it in 5 months.
Yeah.
But that turned into like 15 years. It was like, okay, Yasmeen, you gotta publish this book. Then people were asking me about it.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so when I came up with Through the Fire, because and she asked the same thing, what do you feel? Like, you have so much to say. Like, what is in your gut feeling? And I was like, Through the Fire. Mm-hmm. And she said, okay, you need something else to that. That's perfect, but you need to put a twist to it.
Right.
She said, what about A Woman's Journey? And I was like, wow, that's true too.
Yeah.
Because this is your journey, right? So the book chronicalizes a portion of your life in the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. It does. This book, which is truly my baby, because I never thought it was going to be published. It was always the thought. It was always my motivation. It became a passion, but I think I was kind of afraid to write it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because it's so much about my life, which encounters people that were around me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
How long then did it take you to actually, from conception, to say, okay, I'm going to write a book, till you actually publish it? How long did that actually take?
Oh boy.
You already had the material. You had the material.
Right. I had the material.
Right.
I just didn't.
Right.
Right. I had the material and I needed to hire editors.
Okay.
I needed people to sit down with me and put it all in perspective. Like, I had so much information and I needed them to say, okay, paste and cut this, put that, put that, put that. So I basically, I want to say at least 2 people I sat down with to edit.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
And they were both totally opposites of each other. One was real young and one was my age.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I got both perspectives from both of them.
Okay.
Which actually was good.
So with that, though, they really then helped you with the flow of the book? Is that what they actually? Okay.
Yes, because I had it was like a piece of this was in another chapter already.
Right.
But it needed to be repeated.
Right.
So it was really interesting how they put it together. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because what I did was I had each one of them put it together separately.
Okay. Okay.
I went separately, and believe it or not, the friend that's my age, she was really, really on point.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Even though she didn't encounter any of what I wrote about, like her life was total opposite of mine.
Right.
But she really understood me.
Okay.
And I hadn't even known her that long, so she don't know my past.
That was my next question. Did she know you enough that made that connection? But no, she was completely independent. Okay, great. Wow.
She's a really good writer herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened was, so to the point where I was visualizing a published date, I got them to help me edit. I got the chapters and everything together. Mm-hmm. But then after they disappeared, I was still stuck with, I got all this information, I got everything lined up, but I still had fear.
Well, now what is it that they disappeared? Did they not complete the job, or their job was completed and then it was just up to you?
They were done. It was up to me then.
Right. Yeah, they did their part. So now
they did their part. And so what
was you afraid of? What fear? Let's talk about the fear.
Right.
So what were you afraid of?
So anytime you write a memoir, because this is exactly what it is, it's a memoir.
Yeah.
You are bringing in your past. You're bringing in people who you may not be friends with right now, family members you may not speak to. You bringing in people that have passed away.
Yeah.
Right.
You're speaking about parents who were there at the time, and one passed away during the time this was public. So it's a lot, because people, and this has been my experience was let's just say African Americans, we don't like the truth. I'm just going to be straight with you. We don't like the truth, and especially when you're dealing with your family members.
I have. That's true. Except for I love the truth. Truth is what I live by. So that's why people don't like me talking, because
you as the author, right? You can write your truth.
That's right.
Right. And I'm doing high level. So the people who got to read about themselves are like, oh no, I didn't behave that way.
But it's not
happened that way.
Yeah. But it's but you're writing from your perspective, because if you put 10 people in a room,
that's what I was going to say,
in the same situation, they're going to write, and we're going to get to our collective short story in a little bit, but you put 10 people in a room and in the same scenario, they will write about it differently. Everybody has their own perspective.
They will, yes, write about it differently, but in an autobiography setting.
Listen, Renee.
That's a thing.
but listen, Renee.
Yes.
Very few people that I know, so I'm not going to be a general.
Yeah.
Very few people that I know can speak about themselves truthfully.
And it's not them. Right. That's what it is. It's people don't see themselves the way other people see themselves. And they could have just done something and still can justify what they did.
Absolutely. But what you can't do is that what is that saying? People may not remember what you say, but they will remember how you make them feel. And when you're writing from a place of how those individuals made you feel.
Made me feel. It's about, the one thing about writing a memoir, it's all about me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm the subject of this situation.
Yes.
So whatever I speak about, I'm included.
Absolutely.
It's your world.
Right.
Right. This is where you and Renee have a lot in common, because Renee's book, Pouring, which I did not mention in the comments, in the introduction, but of course we were going to mention our books, because we are authors too, right?
Yeah.
So Renee's book, Pouring, is more autobiographical. But I also have an autobiographical book. It's called How to Hold On When Everything Inside of You is Screaming Let Go. It's the same type of...
That one, Karoline.
I'm sorry you didn't get that one?
Ooh. Yeah, I got to get Renee's book. I feel bad.
I got to get that.
Renee, there's several books you did not get yet, sweetie.
Okay, but it seemed like I want to get that one though next. Okay. Yes, Yasmeen, you got to get my book.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna, as soon as we get off this podcast, I'm gonna order it.
Yes, ma'am.
I got you.
The reason Karoline's bringing that up is because I have so far only written I've only written one book, but she and I had this conversation often about, how do we write? And I can only write from a place of my truth, or that's something that's true that happened to me. But Karoline is a creative. She's a creative, and she can visualize something and let it run.
You know what's amazing about myself that I see about myself?
Tell me.
I am a person who loves, respect, and need to have in my possession truth. I'm a truthful person, but yet,
that's how I live.
But yet,
yes,
I am a terrific fiction writer.
Yeah, I can't.
Which means that I lie.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Look, a little bit.
A little bit.
No, but Renee, it's so that I always found that fascinating. But I can spin a story, right? But I do. I in my personal life, I feel like I live in two worlds.
Yeah,
a world in which, in the fiction world, I can be whatever. My characters that I create are whatever I desire them to be.
Yes.
But in my world have to be based on truth.
Yes, yes.
I have to be in the presence of truth at all times.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
Yasmeen, so that's with you. So I know you're writing your second book. Now, it's going to be based on, I don't know, can you have part 2 of an autobiography, or are you being creative here?
This is totally detached in the sense that it's a part of Through the Fire. However, now I'm giving you the extension of A Fatherless Child.
Okay.
So in my book, the chapter is just the beginning.
Right. So you're pulling out a chapter from.
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Right. I got
A Fatherless
that too.
Child is a chapter from my book that is truly necessary today, especially for Black men.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
But we talked about that too, Renee, being able to with our last author, Sylvia Brown, because her Church Door series is like she just released her 5th book, and it's all about the same character and how she's pulling them into different books, and so it's, even though you wrote a memoir, because her book is fiction, like my book is fiction, you're still able to expand upon the chapters.
Yes.
So you'll take a chapter and you'll expand upon that chapter, and it'll become another book. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that your plan for the entire first book? Is to pull chapters out, or?
No, this is not even, none of this was planned.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
You know, what happened was a few people who purchased my book said to me that they needed more of A Fatherless Child.
That's exactly what happens. That's what happens. That's why we writers end up writing other stuff, because other people read our stuff and say, what happened to? Why didn't you? And then we get to writing again. That's what happens.
Right.
That's what happened.
Right. And that's one of the I think the blessings behind writing your memoir is that when people see you, okay, for example, for the people that knew me my entire life, they were saying, well, wow, I really didn't know you. You know, and that's the thing, because for me, when I was around certain people in my family and around my friends, well, not my friends, because with my friends, I can say and do as I please, because they never judge me.
Right.
I have the same friends from 5th grade, 9th grade, same. My old 5th grade teacher is still my friend.
Love it. Love it.
So they know me one way, but in regards to my family, I held a lot in. So when I spoke about issues that I had with certain people in my family, with colorism and you look like you gained weight. Before they even speak to you, they let you know that you gained weight already.
Yeah.
So it's not about how you've been doing, how's North Carolina. So, those were the things that stuck in my head growing up.
Yes.
I had a family member that always called me Darky. And until I wrote,
it's that people don't understand that words have
you said a whole lot there. You said a whole lot there. People don't understand how words are more damaging. And also the way the way you say those words too.
We're in that.
Yes.
So writing Through the Fire, A Woman's Journey was truly therapeutic. I know people say that. Well, I'm telling you, I cried, I laughed, I cried, I cried, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I cried. And when I held this book in my hand, the first thing that came to my mind was that I kept telling my mom that I was going to publish it, and she passed away before I did.
Oh.
She was a reader. I believe that's where I got the whole reading from, because my mother had all types of books in her house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but she kept saying, I kept saying, Mom, I'm gonna publish my book. She was like, well, go ahead, I'm ready to read it.
Right.
She said that for years and years and years. And I kept saying, I'm gonna write this book, Mom.
I wish she would have had a chance to read it.
How do you think she would have received it had she read?
Oh my goodness. She would have been so happy, first and foremost, because she has always been my cheerleader, my number one cheerleader.
Yes, my mother too. Yeah.
And she always knew that anything that I did or said, it was out of kindness and from my heart.
Yes. Yeah.
And so if I said something that may sound strange to somebody else, she understood it. She understood it. Yes. And the same for her. When she did things that I didn't quite understand, I understood.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
At the end of the day, I understood.
Yeah.
So when I was writing this book, I had to put my foot down, because if I wasn't going to be totally honest, there was no need to write it.
No, I agree.
Yep.
It was no need to write it. And of course, it's easy to change a word or two, or just twist it a little bit, or maybe take that other half of the sentence off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I had to do that quite often, because some subject matter was really getting to me. I was like,
Girl, I was like,
Yeah. Writing a memoir is emotional, and
it's very.
And like you said, if you
and cathartic,
if you don't tell the truth, it's like, what's the point? You might as well write fiction. If you're gonna leave something out, or you're gonna change the way something may sound to somebody, then you might as well just write fiction.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and that's how I felt. I was like, no one, and at that point, I was like, look, you either gonna like it or hate it.
Yeah.
And for family members who have read it on the down low, they know it's them, because of course I didn't put nobody's name in it.
There was no name,
because you ain't trying to be sued by nobody.
Yeah, exactly. You know who you are. Yeah, especially those late night text messages I got.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So you still got those receipts, huh?
Oh yeah.
I think sometimes, Renee and Yasmeen, I think probably the reason why I chose fiction to be my genre of writing, even though I have like 4 nonfiction books, and then I have a lot of other learning type books. But I think the reason why I chose fiction is I think that I've always just never wanted to say anything in truth that I was not going to be able to
say in your face.
No, girl, Renee. Don't act like you don't know me. Don't act like I don't say what's on my mind.
That's funny that you say that, because I was Wendy back a long time ago.
Okay,
so that's what Renee was talking about. You read about that in my book, Renee.
Yes, I did, and that's why I had to catch myself. I said, "Oh,
yes." See, when I was Wendy, I was shy. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah,
I was, I kissed butt. I wiped my own tears behind closed doors.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like Karen, who I used to be. But I'm Karoline now.
Come on now.
Particularly, I'm Dr. Karoline now.
Come on now, Miss Jack.
Karen ain't here no more.
That's right.
Trust me, I totally understand, because again, as I said earlier, I changed my name a long time ago, and even with family members, I have some family members that still want to do that whole Wendy thing. And it's like, wow, really?
Yeah. And you know what? One, especially if it's older family members, right? So some age is
they can get a pass. They can some of them can get a pass. But I think when you're over 70, you can get a pass.
Right. But sometimes though, when you become a certain age, you're like, okay, look, I get to say whatever. But the other ones at a certain age, it's like, okay, guys, I know you know me from back when, but who I am now, you know, if you want to respect it or not. And see, and as soon as I saw you, the first thing I wanted to say, hey, Went. And I said, oh, nope.
but you know what though? The thing about my whole name change is that people who grew up with me immediately called me Yasmeen. It was no hesitation. My family members are the ones who are hell bent.
It's hard though, because I'm not even gonna lie. That I don't slip and call my brother whose name is Shah and has been Shah for a long time. I don't slip and call him Greg, because that's what his mama named him. You know what I'm saying? That's
the thing. But that's
it's hard, and I do respect that. But sometimes I forget, because I grew up. He's my baby brother, so I grew up with him being Gregory or Greg. And but I don't see him that often, but I do. He's been shy for so long. And even his wife, whose name was Michelle, and now it's Khadijah, I do understand and I do respect that.
Yes.
Every now and then, though, just like my husband calls me Karen every now and then. And somebody who's with him, they be like, who is Karen?
But you know what? But let me tell you, let me just give you a brief thing on how it happens for me though. See, it's one thing to slip and then still immediately go back to Yasmeen, but it's another thing when you just are defiant.
Right. Okay.
You're just not going to call me that because you don't want to.
Okay. Okay.
So that's been my experience. It's not like they twisted it up or they forgot. No. They know, but they not to care.
Okay. Yes. Can we talk about the experiences that led you to the change of your name? Because I'm sure that's in the book, right? That's in the book, right?
Yes, so, I believe it is. Yes.
Because I want you to still talk about the book. Renee has read the book.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to get the book. I will admit I do not.
The whole book is so good.
It's funny. It's funny. I say that, but technically I may have, because what I truly do, is it in Kindle form?
It's on Amazon.
Is it? Can you get it as a Kindle?
I don't believe it's Kindle. I don't know. I don't think I have it in Kindle.
Okay, because I use Kindle. What I have a tendency of doing.
Maybe this next one, I better put it in different forms. The next one,
right? Because what I have a tendency of doing, I will get it from Kindle right away.
Okay.
Because I very seldom read a book.
Let me make a note of that, Kindle.
Because of my eye situation, because you can make the Kindle as large as you need it to be when your when you have an eye strain.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I have a tendency, if I'm reading a regular book, sometimes I don't even finish it because I have eye strain. So I have a tendency to buy all of my books on Kindle or an audio book. So I can either listen to the book or I can make the font a little bit bigger. So the book sounds so familiar though. I'm wondering, I feel like I have this book and I don't know. And I don't know why, but I feel like I have this book in my possession. I really do.
Wow.
I got mine around somewhere.
Oh, I know you have the book, Renee.
I got it. Look, from the minute I got it.
Funny.
Look, first of all, I didn't even know she wrote a book. So when I was trying to
Renee, come closer to your mic or come closer to your computer.
When I was thinking about starting our book, right? So, okay, full disclosure, Yasmeen is my best friend's cousin-in-law, right?
Right.
So
her husband is one of my favorite cousins.
Okay. Well, okay.
Another fight.
I'm gonna see him next week. So
I love Anthony.
When I was telling, I can say her name. When I was telling Micheline that we were going to write a book, right? Because my book is about sisterhood, pouring a story of sisterhood. So, of course, Micheline is my sister from way back when. So when I said to the girls, I'm writing a book and y'all gonna be in it. And I was like, but the thing is, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm that girl that don't know what you're doing and will do it anyway. So she said, why don't you ask Yasmeen? I said, who was Yasmeen? That's how that whole thing goes. Who's Yasmeen? She was like, Anthony cousin. I said, look.
And she was like, who? You mean Wendy?
And it went just like that. And I said, look, Wendy wrote a book. So that's how this whole thing happened. I reached out. Yes. And I reached out and I was like, girl, I was just talking to Micheline. She told me you wrote a book.
I know that's how it went down, Renee.
It went down. Look, Renee gonna be honest. She gonna be who she gonna be. And then it went down just like that. Then I messaged with, see, there it goes. Message me. I said, hey, girl, I just heard you wrote a book. Give me the information so I can read it.
You sure did. You sure
remember?
did. Yes.
What?
I remember.
That's how it happened. That's how the whole thing happened. Okay. And so I was concerned. What? Yasmeen wrote a book. And then once I got it, I couldn't put it down. And I said, okay, look, she done wrote a book. I know I can. Let me get this thing done. Exactly. So that's how the whole
if I did it, you can do it.
Yes, I said that is it.
I'm always telling Renee that. She don't believe me though. When I said, if I can do it, you can do it. She won't do it.
And I was already in place. But sometimes, and I have thousands of books around me because I am a reader, but I'm a book reader. I'm like in my hand. Right. And I have thousands of books, but once, and I got it started, but I didn't really know formatting. I didn't really know anything. But once I finished reading that book and I was actively putting the book together, I said, oh, okay, I got this. And I think I asked you one question about ISBN numbers or something. It was random. And you were like, oh, go here. And I said, you know what? That's it. And I don't think I asked you another question. I just took off from there.
I didn't hear from you anymore. And then I saw you had a book in your hand. I'm like, what?
Yes. And then, but I also, I gave you a review. So I reviewed yours.
You did.
Review.
Yes, you did. You did.
So
Thank you so much.
You got it. That's how this whole thing went, full disclosure. And so when Karoline approached me about doing this podcast, I was like, I know authors.
Wow.
I got for you. Yes. And I said, I said, I got
yes.
And you how things work out.
Exactly. And she brought quite a few authors through here too. So that's really good. I enjoy talking with like-minded people. So of course I enjoy talking to authors. So, So Renee, while I go to my bookshelf and pick up my book, can you start talking about your book?
Yes.
Okay. If you have your book available, because I see Yasmeen has her book to get available. So you're gonna get your book, and I'm gonna get my book, and we're gonna talk about our book. So while I'm going to my bookshelf, Renee, can you talk for it?
Yes, I will. Yes, thank you, Karoline. Thank you so much. So as we said a little bit earlier, my first book is called, because I said first, because hopefully another. So my first is called Pouring a Story of Sisterhood. And it's about 9 sisters. Some of us since kindergarten all the way up to today. So we've been friends for over 50 years. And I had wanted to do a book way back in 2017 or such. And I reached out to the girls, a group of girlfriends of mine. And I said, look, just write a chapter. I'll pull it together. Even then, I didn't know what I was doing. But when something is implanted in you, you're going to try to figure it out. And I'm going to figure it out. And so it didn't happen. And my father had passed in 2020. And I said, okay, we get ready to do this. Yeah. But what happened was, I said, I got to approach these girls differently.
Okay.
Come up with some questions to ask them. And they didn't know that they were writing a book. So I came up with a couple of questions and reached out to them individually and said, I need some help. Will you answer these questions for me? And, I had to give them a deadline because my sisters, they need deadlines. Gave them a deadline. And I just started putting things together. And I listed their chapters in the order in which they submitted to me. You know, I didn't
Really?
do first names. I didn't do my besties, you know, because then somebody would be like, oh, why is this person here? Why is this person here? I said, nope.
Right,
Whoever fits first, they're going to be first in the book. It was just easier that way. And I don't have to put up with this. So,
right.
It worked out really well. And then when I started pulling the book together, I had a need for some information from them. I was like, can you give me a picture of yours? Can you give me a bit of information, like a little biography of yours? And they were like, okay, what's happening? What are you doing? I said, girls, guess what? We done wrote a book.
Wow.
And I didn't let anybody read it until after I pulled it all together, had it edited, and I gave it to one of my sisters to read. And I said, you read it, look for some grammatical errors, and let me know. Because if I had given it to them in the interim, oh, I want to add this. Oh, I want to change this.
Right.
Oh, ma'am, I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. So I pulled it all together. I got it edited twice and figured out Amazon. And it was right. Figured it out, and it was a go. Yep. And they were so surprised, so excited. We had our first book signing back in October of last year, not in July. In October of last year, we had our first book signing, and I had such an amazing time. Such an amazing time.
And that's funny because I kept saying, how did she pull that together? So many people. Like, how did you do it?
Yes. And it's not as thick as yours, but it was enough for Amazon to get it through. Some of the girls wrote poetry, and they didn't even know they was a poet. I was like, give me this, give me this, give me this.
Wow, that's amazing.
That by the grace, you know.
Now, you hear all that excitement in Renee's voice? I love to hear that. I love it. I love it because she is still so excited. That's why I wanted her to talk about.
I'm so excited. And her favorite cousin came up too. He brought his wife up, and because she's a book, she's an co-author. And
I saw that.
I wanted an opportunity for my girl, and I'm that girl, to bring people with me, you know. And I know you can't bring everybody, but I'm that girl. If
that's nice.
With me, so I wanted an opportunity for them to be co-authors, right? So for them,
that's a really good idea.
Yes, so let them shine too, because they help me in other ways, you know. So
right.
They're not too heavy. I was like, we all gonna do this. We all doing it.
I know, that's right. That's nice.
And I didn't care about doing the work because it was something I really felt passionate about. And once it was done, so ecstatic. They were so happy.
The word that stuck out is passionate.
Yes.
You know, you can't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to write a book.
Exactly. Right.
Because you really you have to feel it in your gut.
Yes.
I did.
You do.
Yeah. But thank you, Carol, for that spotlight.
No, because I love the excitement that comes when people are writing a book. So Renee.
Yes.
So I wanted you to talk about your book, and I wanted to show, this is the book right here, Renee.
Oh, okay. I don't have that one.
No. What's the name of your book?
This would be the memoir that we were talking about.
Oh, yeah, I want that one. Okay.
How to Hold On When Everything Inside of You is well, basically I shortened it because I had a real long title, How to Hold On When Everything Inside of You is Screaming Let Go. But it was now I shortened it to How to Hold On My Personal Journey. So this is a personal memoir, and it's not my life story. It is a moment in time that I had to work my way through.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
I got two books I gotta buy.
One of my personal journeys. So
okay.
Because I don't think I lived long enough to write my memoirs of my whole entire life. But I was going through a time that I really needed to get through. So this became my therapeutic writing. So I understand what you're talking about when you talk about therapy. But I brought a few of my goodies because we have my first baby. My first baby, Someone to Love, is the first fiction novel that I wrote, Someone to Love. And then followed by Fragile Heart, which is the second part of the Someone to Love trilogy.
So you really like to write, huh?
Oh, she's a writer.
I wrote Women on the Edge, which is a series of short stories. This one right here is called Eve's Awakening. It's
I'm falling behind.
Real behind. Eve's Awakening, A Message to My Daughter, is about Eve. It's Eve's Awakening is a whimsical story of the biblical Eve who wishes to awaken and teach her daughters how to love God, honor their husband, and live godly lives through the aid of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
But it's fictional because I write fiction, but it's based on Eve. I published this book for our 25th wedding anniversary.
Wait.
Renee, get with the program, Renee. This is called We Are Family, celebrating 25 years. And this is all about my family and me.
Wow. You got a lot of time on your hands, young lady.
This one right here is my most recent. It's called Mom, I Celebrate You. Dad, I Honor You. I lost my parents, both of them, 17 days apart in 2020.
Yeah.
And I wrote this little booklet. And it just says, Mom, I celebrate you. Dad, I honor you. And it basically it's their eulogies, because I wrote my mom's eulogy and performed.
I did too.
Yeah.
I wrote my dad's. Eulogy.
I wrote my dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I wrote it and read it.
Yeah, me too. I
me too. No. My aunt read it.
I wrote it and read it. I gave my mom's eulogy at her funeral. So yes, and this is I couldn't find the rest of them, and the reason why is because they're in my car. Because I take them around with me when people are asking me about my writing, so that I could have a physical copy to show them. So I have a couple more of the memoir type. One is called Shepherding a Woman's Heart, and it's mostly poetry and prose. And the other one is called Shattered Dreams and Candy-Colored Rainbows. And it's another type of short stories and stuff of that nature, based upon truth. Yes.
Do you edit? Are you an editor as well?
I wish I was, because then I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. But no, I usually now my daughter does my editing, and you know, when I finish Deception, I'm going to send it through a professional editor. Yeah. But I really love English, so I'm pretty.
Me too.
But I do miss some things, because you can't be editing your own stuff.
It's not good to do that. It's not.
You'll be missing all kinds of things.
Yeah. The lady who edited my book, unfortunately, she passed right before the book came out.
Oh
wow! She passed before the book came out. My dad passed before the book came out. Well, my dad passed first, and then she passed like 2 months or so before the book came out. I was crushed, and the reason I was crushed is because I planned for the book to come out the year before, and she was the long pole, and I was like, I'm gonna go just not have her write the foreword. I'm just gonna do a book without the foreword. God said, be patient. Just be patient.
Yes.
I waited. She got in the book, and right before it came out, she went with the Lord. I said,
wow.
So that was her last published work.
Oh, wow.
And it just made it even more special for me, you know.
Yeah. Wow, that's deep.
Look, I'm sorry, because it's 8:00.
But before it is 8:00, and we got to get ready to go. But I wanted to invite Yasmeen to be a part of our collective short story, if she would like to be.
Gotta tell her about it.
Yes. So I went on my website because I wanted to get exactly what, how we do, Renee. Because
we're like, wait, what is it?
I know we trying to figure out what it is that we want done. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to find, here go the assignment right here. I'm going to find the assignment. Okay. So Yasmeen,
Okay.
Yasmeen.
Renee and I
I love you.
are giving all of our authors a challenge, and that challenge is to write a short story.
Why are you gonna do that?
All of us
collectively with us. Collectively,
we're all writing it. It's the
Okay.
same. It's the same scenario.
yes.
And we're all gonna write. Now, listen. A short story is just that. It's short. I'm not asking you to write a book. I told Renee it could be 1 page or it can be 20 pages. You decide. If you can tell that story in 1 page, then make it 1 page.
So is it like a theme?
He's about to give you the synopsis now.
Getting ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Here go the synopsis right now.
Okay.
A woman is seeing a therapist because she has anxiety and fears.
That's me.
Okay.
Now this is gonna be easy. Come on, I got this.
Okay, now wait. I'm not done.
Okay.
Her therapist tells her to take a trip all by herself to help her get over her fears. So she books a lone trip to the Caribbean, meets a man, and begins an affair. Your assignment is to write a short story about that scenario. What do you think? You can do that?
I think, I mean, it sounds really, really interesting.
Yes.
And I know I can do it because I know I can do it. I gotta. You gotta
up until the part of going out, up until the part about meeting the man.
Oh, Renee, use your imagination. That's what this assignment is about. For Renee to use her imagination. Renee is not going to use her imagination. What's happening, Renee?
No, but I'm saying for Yasmeen, right? She said, "Oh, this sounds like me," and I said, "Well, that's you up until the part about until you go on the meet the man, right?" So that's the part for her.
That part is going to be imaginary.
That's what I'm telling Renee. Renee, that's not about you either. It's not about me either. I mean, that's what our imaginations are for.
That's why it's hard for me. Look, that's what. And Karoline and I have a discussion all the time. This homework assignment.
Yasmeen, that's because she does not want to get out of her comfort zone.
It's the hardest challenge I've had. I've accepted it. I've accepted it because it's due in December. I've accepted it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to deliver. I'm going to deliver because that's the gal I am. But I'm going to deliver this kicking and screaming.
Yes. All right, Yasmeen, real quick. Where can our listeners get your book from? Where can they get your book?
Okay, you can go straight to Amazon. Okay. You can Google my name or Google the name of the book, and it will come up. It should come up for you.
Okay.
Yes. So right now, it's just in Amazon. Amazon was so easy to deal with. There's so many other places, but they give you a hard time. So
Amazon is easy to
very easy.
Yeah.
And one last question: did you self-publish or did a publisher publish for you?
Self-published.
Okay. Same.
Okay, but
we try to give. We're also helping authors about processes too. So we ask them questions. Yes. Go ahead, Karoline.
Now, in the self-publishing, did you go through a self-publishing house or did you do all of the self-publishing yourself?
I did it all on my own.
Okay. You're like me. I did it all on my own too. Except for the actual printing, because we can't print. But
printing was the Amazon.
Yes. Okay, very good. All right.
I love you. I appreciate you so much for coming on this show. I do.
Thank you.
My heart is full right now. It's full.
I'm so glad.
Okay, Yasmeen, I gotta tell you, like I tell all the authors that we've met. Now you're our friend for life. You were already Renee's friend, but now you're my friend for life. So all of the authors, I'm gonna have Renee. We're gonna have all the authors come back at the end of the year.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, because we all got to talk about our wrap up.
That's exactly right. I love that. That's exactly right.
But I have my second book published before December.
Okay. Yes, I hope to have Deception published by December, but I'm gonna have to get it together because everything in this brother keep getting in the way of me finishing this book.
I know that's right. No,
I'm gonna make it work. Okay.
Me too.
So Okay, so Yasmeen, I'm going to check on you once a month, like I do all the rest of the authors. I'm going to also send you the scenario so that you will have it written down. It's hard for you to remember everything I just said.
Yeah,
but
send me your website.
I will send you.
And the thing about my website has been, I've had my website since I was a little girl. All of a sudden now, the hosting with Vistaprint, they I guess separated.
Yeah, same with me. Same with me. Same with me. And I had the hardest time. Now it's Squarespace. I hate it. Oh, I said that out loud. Did I say that on the airwaves? But anyway,
Vistaprint is what I'm
trying to deal with it. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. See, I can edit it, but I can't make it active yet. So I need to email these people to right after I get off of here, email them. Yes. Okay. And find out how much that's going to cost, because now I think they're going to be the host.
Yeah, trust me, I went through that already. I went through that, so I know. But
I've been with them for decades. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
All right. So thank you, Yasmeen Abdur-Rah. Thank you for joining us. So you've been listening to Author Speak, part of the Real Talk, Real People podcast. And we are here with our special guest, Miss Yasmeen Abdur-Rah, and my beautiful co-host, Miss Renee McKinley. And we want you to come back next month when we have a brand new guest, and we're going to talk about whatever. We talk about whatever we want to talk about, right?
We do.
I have a special conclusion. I want to say to Renee, thank you for thinking of me, because this is like being a self-publisher. Yeah. We don't have a lot of those resources that's So it's nice to be able to have an interview like this where other people can hear your explosion and your excitement, downfalls, and the good things about how you publish your book, because we don't have those avenues. I appreciate you thinking about me, Renee. It's really nice.
All love, honey. We family. It's all love.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That's exactly why we have Author Speak, so that self-publishers like myself and like our guests here can share our products with you. All right, so until next time,
thank you.
See you again.